You just landed on Real Talk with Arky Jones, which is me. Today, we're going to look at the puppet show that we call politics. I was listening to this Dominic Cummings guy the other day. You know, the guy that looks like he drinks coffee straight from the jar and probably sleeps in his hoodie. Anyway, he's rattling on about how government meetings actually work. And fellas, ladies, let me tell you, if you think it's all high stakes debates and Churchillian speeches, buckle up because it's more like a bad episode of The Office. Except instead of selling the paper, you're selling out the entire country. Here's the deal: these government meetings, they're not meetings, they're puppet shows. Everyone walks in with scripts written by some bureaucrat who probably has an Excel spreadsheet for the Excel spreadsheets. The Prime Minister, he's not running the show. He's the guy reading the chairman's notes like a hungover substitute teacher. And it's not just the PM. Nah. Every minister, every one of these ministers, they've got their own script. And they're sitting there like students in school waiting for them to play their cue. One guy's like, I think DEFRA's dairy farming strategy should, cue shuffle of papers, address the long-term implications for sustainable udder storage. And the conclusion, it's already decided before the meeting starts. The scripts are so airtight that the PM might as well be reading, the Prime Minister decided this was a great idea and not at all stupid before anyone's even had their second cup of tea. It's a wake-up call, man. It really is. The first time I heard this, I was sitting on a train, scrolling through emails, and it hit me. It really did. There's me clutching my phone like my life depends on it because I've got to keep my responsibilities in check, right? And meanwhile, the people running the country, they're just ticking boxes. Should we move the director of national security to manage cows in DEFRA? Yeah, sure. Why not? And look, I never touch my phone in the car. Not once. I don't even glance at it. Why? Because I've got actual stakes. But these folks, they're essentially, they are essentially steering the Titanic while playing Candy Crush. You want proof? Look at how they handled PPE. They were like, oh, let's ship it in by boat. It will arrive by July. July, mate, they'd needed it last week. Meanwhile, I'm over here beating myself up, if I'm 3 minutes late picking up milk. And don't even think about this kind of accountability kind of thing. Because when something goes wrong, and it always goes wrong, you think surely someone's head will roll for this. It's natural, it's logical, but nope, not at all. The bureaucrats shrug. The ministers act like they've just discovered gravity. Oh, we didn't know the boats were slow. You're running a government, not a gap year in an itinerary. It's just beyond a joke. They don't get fired, they get promoted. They mess up so bad that somehow they fail upwards. Knighthoods, OBEs, it's like they've won the lottery for being absolutely friggin' useless. Meanwhile, the people who actually fix things, pushed out the systems, is like, what's that? You got a solution? Get out. We don't need your kind here. They don't want solutions, man. They really do not want solutions. And getting to the heart of it, the smart people, the real talent, they've all left. They've gone to Silicon Valley or started their own companies. And you know who's left? A guy that cheated on a history test by writing the answers on his hand, and the woman who thinks Napoleon was a pizza, and the civil service. The civil service. It's like a factory of mediocrity. You've got people so clueless that struggle to organize a 2-car funeral, and they're the ones drafting national policies. Meanwhile, the PM is so out of his depth. He thinks DEFRA is a fancy coffee brand. And what's the solution? It's simple. It's simple. Burn it all down. Not literally. Well, maybe figuratively. We need a prime minister with some balls. We need someone who will walk in and say, you're fired, and you're definitely fired. Like Gordon Ramsay with a clipboard, clear out the dead wood, bring in some actual talent, and for God's sake, stop letting Barry from HR handle defense procurement. And look, I get it. Life's busy. We've got jobs to do. And we also, we got shows to binge. Sopranos, it's superb, superb. Game of Thrones, I would argue even better, but I'm happy for an argument. But anyway, maybe, just maybe, we should spend a little bit less time debating absolute freaking nonsense and asking more real questions. Who's actually running a country? Because if the guy who needs a cheat sheet to sign his own name, we're all in trouble. So yeah, the government meeting's a place where nothing gets done, but everyone gets paid. You got to admire the hustle, but we're not playing the same game as them. It's ruining our lives. So you want to pretend to admire, but the truth is, it affects all of us. Anyway, thanks for listening to the rant today. Check out that full video with Dominic Cummings. It was very, very interesting, very revealing. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Arky Jones, Real Talk. Thank you again. See you later. Bye-bye.